today, okay.
Lovely.
I'm not like a news anchor, but it's like that. So I've been basking in the glory of San Diego since morning. So I said, let's go with that. But a very warm welcome to you. Radhe Radhe. Thank you, Padmini ji and Gayatri ji, for a wonderful session. And welcome everyone to today's edition of Daily Wisdom from Bhagavad Gita. Today's our quiz day. So excited to be witnessing that, not participating, but witnessing. So let me share my screen. We'll get started with our opening prayers and then I will let our quiz masters run with the show. So let me share my
You're not going to participate in the quiz?
okay, can somebody make me co-host? I'll
I am the yes.
witnessing is much better. So I want to see some new names on the podium. So yes, okay, I'm able to share the screen now. Let me share my screen. Are you able to see it?
Yes.
Great. So let's get started with our opening prayers and then we will get started with our Kahoot quiz as well. And it's going to be an individual quiz today, not the team one. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Vasudev Sutam Devam Kamsajanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. So Radhe Radhe, good morning, good evening to all of you. So over to our quiz masters. Today, Rahul, are you going to be running the quiz or?
So, our quiz masters who have very diligently prepared the quiz will not be able to physically be present here. So, I will be taking it forward from now along with you. So, I'll start sharing my screen.
Sure.
So, Rahulji and Arunji are the ones who have prepared it. But yeah, both of them unfortunately couldn't join today, Thanksgiving. So, I'll just.
Okay. Yeah, today is Thanksgiving, so a very happy Thanksgiving to all of you as well. I know I'm expecting a lower turnout today. But yeah, we can certainly have the game. Whoever is
And
in
we
the
will also have Thanksgiving special photo towards the end.
yes, we'll do that as well. Thanks for the reminder. Okay, so
Yes.
that's a heads up for all of you that you can turn on your videos now or later part of the time because we're going to have a picture as well. So you see the www.kahoot.it and the pin on your screen 6379224 to log in and get started with the game.
Let me start sharing my sound as well. And you will confirm me as soon as I.
But no, we are not able to hear the sound, is it?
Yeah, it's not yet unmuted, but.
Okay, we are able to hear it now.
Okay.
Okay, we've already got participants joining in, which is fantastic.
So this is individual based quiz, so everybody should be able to join. I mean, anyways, people should be able to join, but here, you should have more excitement, hopefully.
Right. So, and while we are waiting for everybody to join in, a few announcements around Tulsi Vara, if you want to make, let's do that now.
Yes, just I will also post it. Give me a moment. Yeah, in the meanwhile, we have announcement about the Shivir in India. Nidhi, I'll just post this in the meanwhile. Can you announce?
Announce what?
Announce about the Shivir, Banaras Shivir.
Okay, yeah.
I'll post the link and the Kahoot thing in the meanwhile.
Yeah, check it out. Those of you who are in India can certainly plan for this Shivir, Swamiji's Shivir, year-ending Shivir, which is a wonderful sadhana Shivir that you want to get benefited from. I think it will happen from 25th December to Jan 1st. Great way to start your new year as well. and to end your year as well, both. So do check it out. I think the fees is pretty nominal, but you may want to register early to lock in and help with the logistics for that. But yeah, do check it out. But I think there's going to be Ram Katha is going to be the topic here, which is going to be fascinating. So check it out. Please do check it out. And then we have Tulsi Viva coming up here at Radha Krishna Temple. That's from December 1st to
December 1st and 2nd.
1st and 2nd. And like any other marriage in India, which is an elaborate affair, this one will also follow all the rituals, starting with mehendi, sangeet, and everything. So proper Indian wedding, but with the difference that this wedding is going to be God's wedding with Tulsi Mata. So do check it out as well. To participate, help us spread the word around. And if you want to participate in the marriage as a Bharati or as a volunteer, you are more than welcome to do that. Please check it out. There you go. Tulsi was also joined the game. So we have more games coming in now, which is great. Let's give a few more minutes, then we can get started. The game as well.
So you can simply click on the link that we are sharing in the chat. With that, you will automatically join the Kahoot. You will just have to enter a nickname, and then your name will be seen here. And we encourage more and more people to join so that you have fun learning.
Yes, I see our ever enthusiastic participant, Kavita. She turns on her video on this game at least.
And this Shivir link has also been shared in the chat. And just to reiterate, it is available for both online and in-person participation. So you can just register, and I would strongly recommend anyone to not miss this. Again, as I heard from Swamiji, he says that this is the best sadhana in the year. That environment is so divine. So, and this time the topic is Ram Katha. So what more do you want? So, yeah, I have registered. So yeah, I would strongly encourage everybody to.
Yes, please do book your tickets if not already. And also book your date for the wedding, Tulsi wedding that is coming this month.
Right, I'll share the link for that as well.
Activities that are
And Viva.
Okay, please do share it on the link. We'll give another minute and then we'll get started.
For all the new participants, the link to join the Kahoot is on your screen in the chat. Just click here and become part of the exciting Kahoot quiz. And it's Thanksgiving special. Jay Kapishwar. Do you know what is Kapishwar, Nitinji? The person who has kept the name only will have to explain. Annapurna ji. Radhe Radhe Annapurna ji. Please go ahead.
Okay. Kapi is Hanuman. Ishwar means his
God.
God, his master. It goes back to Sri Ram. That's the way Kapishwar. That's the way, if you break and then take the two words, Ishwar and Kapi together.
Wait, is that you? Is that you, Annapurna ji?
No, it's not me. But I just wanted to, answer that.
So you may start with the bonus points then, answering that question that nobody did. Thank you, Annapurna ji. So I think we can get started now. We've already taken, so let's do the countdown and get started. I see 17. It would be good if we can get more participants. But regardless, let's get started. You can always participate over the chat or just check out, how many answers we are getting right. So we can begin our countdown and get started then. Okay?
Yes,
So
chat. Yeah, chat is also open for all. So you can Either participate via chat or you can join the Kahoot. Yes, Nitin, you can get started with the Kahoot.
Abhika ji, thank you for turning on your video and good to see you. You're participating very enthusiastically today. Thank you for joining. Okay, then let's get started. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get started with the game.
Awesome. All the best, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving. Let's get started.
Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Game on. So the first question is 3 to okay. The Thanksgiving special quiz, and we're going to take a picture as well. So please be ready.
So, you all know that Swamiji is in India right now. And he's in Maharashtra. Mumbai event is from 24th to 25th. So, I'm sure Falguni ji, Swati ji are super excited.
Bhaja Shri Krishna, Bhaja Shri Krishna,
Your opportunity to
Shri
speak.
Krishna, Bhaja Shri Krishna. Bhaja Shri Krishna, Bhaja Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Bhaja Shri Krishna.
Okay.
Okay. So if you're in around Bombay, please do check it out. It's a great opportunity to meet Swamiji in person. Let's move on.
Yes. So, quiz has started. What role does God play in connecting individuals with a guru? Your options are: God directly imparts knowledge to seekers. Seekers must find a guru without God's involvement. God facilitates the meeting with the guru based on seeker's sincerity. Seeker must rely solely on their intellect to find a guru. You can also enter your response in the chat.
Okay, so overwhelming majority says the third option, which says God facilitates the meeting with the guru based on seeker's sincerity, which is the right answer. Couple of you said God directly imparts knowledge to seekers. That doesn't happen actually. If you've been attending sessions, God actually imparts knowledge via his representative, which is a God realized saint himself. Okay, that is how the process unfolds. And one of you said seekers must rely solely on their intellect to find. If you rely on your intellect, you'll never be able to make out a true guru, because our intellect is material and guru is a divine personality. It doesn't have that ability to do that. So yes, and God, because God is seated within us, when he understands our intention behind seeking a guru, for what reasons, then he only will facilitate that process so that you meet a guru, and then he will establish that faith nishta as well. This is how this process goes. So the only thing that is within our control is a sincere yearning for meeting a spiritual guru, so that we can know about God more, love God more, and want to meet God, right? So if our ambition is to seek more of material world via God, right, that is what we typically do when we go to temples, then it doesn't work. Then your journey can get into anybody's hand. But when we seek God for God, that is when God facilitates that process and establishes that faith as well. Like Maharaj Ji had beautifully written in his verse that Hari Kripa Guru Mile Govind Radhe, and Guru Kripa Hari Mile Aisa Bata De. So with God's grace, we find a guru, and with Guru's grace, we meet God. This is how the process works. Okay, so let's see who takes the leadership position after our first question today.
Yep. And before going to that, some of the participants have also answered it correctly in the chat. And in fact, some participants have mentioned that they answered it in hurry in Kahoot, and that was wrong. But in the chat, they have answered it correctly. So,
Okay.
hurry, but don't lose on the site. Okay.
Heart.
Heart.
SRT. SRT is
Sri
Sachin Ramesh Tendulkar. This case, I think it is Sri Ramya Tholeti. Okay.
Right.
If T was replaced with K, it would have been even more interesting. And
SRT.
he's doing good. Jay Kapishwar, great going, and superstar. So let's see. It's early days, so a lot to play for. So let's move on to our next question. We have 17 questions today, a lot of questions. So let's keep moving.
And
I have a-
close margin also, like because the first question so far.
Let's move on. I have a hard stop at 10 today. So let's move on. We have to cover 17 questions.
Okay,
Let's
going.
move on.
Our current body can easily withstand if bestowed with divine bliss. True or false? Blue or red?
I made it.
One also playing?
He's not playing. He's playing, but he's playing some other game.
Okay. Oh, interesting. Split
So
verdict.
8 of you said that it's true. So if you have need some clarification, then hopefully I can provide it as part of the response to this question. The true answer is false. So if God were to give us divine bliss today, then we will not be able to withstand it. Our body will disintegrate. Because God has set a kind of a cutoff on either side for us as a mercy, that we cannot take pain beyond a point and we cannot take pleasure beyond a point. It's like you have thermostats in our homes, and there's a reason for that. Like if you could withstand infinite pain, then if somebody starts beating you, you will have to take on a lot of pain and nothing happen. But what happens beyond a point, you just faint. And that is what happens when you are happy also. Not divine, even material bliss, people have a heart attack. Like I told you a joke, I'll not get into that anymore. Even in the material world, people can have a heart attack when a bliss surpasses, something more than what they had expected for. But when it comes to divine bliss, we will disintegrate. That is how powerful or intoxicating it can be. So only when the vessel is prepared, then only God pours his divine bliss and he gives the ability to hold it as well. A normal human being will simply disintegrate even if a drop of that bliss is given to them when their vessel is not ready. There's a saying in English that the milk of a tigress can only be held in a golden vessel. Similarly, the divine bliss can only be held in a purified antakaran that has been upgraded by God. That has the strength to hold that bliss. We cannot hold it otherwise. And that is why the spirituality is all about purifying our antakaran, and the day it is ready, it's like you want to have milk, but your vessel is dirty. And then there are multiple problems with that vessel. It's not only dirty, but it has holes in it as well. So even if the milk is poured, it will come out of it. It will not be, or it will curdle. Guru is the one who not only plugs those holes, but also cleanses it. And then when the vessel is ready, the divine grace is up for the taking. So that is how it goes. Let's see if it changes anything in our leaderboard.
Okay, yeah.
Superstar is rising up. Selfless and Be Curious have made it to the board as well, which is nice.
Heart and SRT are rock solid.
Heart and SRT both have a common suffix TT ending with T. So we'll see. It has something to do with it. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, it's a multi-select, so don't forget to submit it. More than one option.
You need to have a guru. Multi-select. It can have more than one option. So select whatever appears right to you and then press submit.
It's a tricky question. People will find it a little, it can
But
still.
multi-select, na? If there are doubts on some options, you can choose them, like to be on safer side.
Yeah, first two options are correct. That is right. All of the above is not. And sampradaya doesn't matter. Although we get hung up in the sampradaya or the lineage of a guru, it's not needed. So yes, a guru can choose to have a guru for establishing an example in the society. However, it's not mandatory. If it is an original guru, it's not absolutely mandatory. So either of the two cases can happen. And so 1 and 2 both are correct. Let's see how our leaderboard looks like after this one.
I think Jyoti wants to discuss something.
Go
So,
ahead.
yeah, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. So first point, Nitinji, can you elaborate it a little bit more?
So the first point is that even though
Mm.
you may not need a guru, but to establish an example in the society, they may do the drama or swang or
Okay.
enactment of taking diksha from a guru.
Mm.
However, it is not mandatory. He may choose to or he may not choose to. Like, for example, when Lord Krishna came, even he went to Rishi Sandipani Muni. Or when Lord Ram came, even he went to Vishwamitra. Do you think they needed to? They didn't need to.
No.
Right? So similarly, they don't have to, but in some cases they may choose to. So both are right. We spoke about this topic. Yeah.
Okay, let's look at the leaderboard. Again, first two are rock solid. Rest 3 keeps changing.
Be Curious is doing good. Annapurna ji, you're rock solid like always. And 5 players have hit an answer streak of 3. So let's move on.
Okay. Quiz again. What is emphasized as the most natural relationship with God and Guru? One can probably get hints from the image. I don't know.
Most natural. Most is the operative word. It is servitude, and one of you said equality. I don't know why would somebody go with equality. If you think yourself as a god, then that principle comes, equality. That is the premise in the Gyan Marg. I'll not get deep into that philosophy though, but there cannot be any equality between a god and a soul. God is Mayadhish, soul is Mayadheen. God is Vibhusat, Vibhuchit, Vibhu Anand. Soul is Anusat, Anuchit, Anu Anand. God is Sarvavyapi. We are Alpavyapi. So there are a lot of differences. We have similarity as well as dissimilarity with God. Now, on the path of Gyan, they focus on the similarity part of it, and the buck stops there. But it goes much deeper. If we go to the deeper philosophy, what is our relationship with God? We are his fragmental parts of his Jiva Shakti. And when we are a part of a whole, the constitutional position that is established is part has to serve the whole. Part has to serve the whole. We know that, right? This is how it's meant to be. And in that service, it automatically gets what it needs. Even in the world, when we are part of something big, part of an organization, part of a company, part of a family, we are serving them. So it's no different in the spiritual world as well. Since we are eternal fragmental part of God, we have a servitude relationship which is automatically established. The problem is happening where instead of having that attitude of servitude, we want to be the enjoyer. And that is where the equation has gotten completely wrong. We end up committing binding karmas without understanding the secret that it's in giving one shall receive what he or she needs. So servitude is the most natural one. Let's see how our
And
leader.
people can still join. So I have shared the link because only a few questions have passed. So
Things can change drastically. Okay, there's not much change happening. So I think Heart and SRT are taken a pretty good stance or entrenched on their positions. But yes, everybody can challenge them. So a lot to play for. Let's move on. It's
double pointer, but a single answer, double pointer. According to BG verse 15.7, what struggle do embodied souls face in the material world? Read carefully and then answer. quickly. And for any newbies, again sharing the link if you want to join the Kahoot. Or you can also put your answers in the chat. You can just mention the color of the option. It's a double pointer, so be careful. Okay, answers have started coming in the chat. Madhuji says red. We will know soon if that's correct or not.
Yeah, so the answer is it's five senses, including the mind, should have been the correct one, which
No.
10 people have gone with.
Yes.
Okay, struggle with six senses, including the mind. Okay, so mind is already
Mind
considered
is as, yeah.
Yeah.
in the shloka. If you go with including, yeah, that's why I'm saying it's a word is a little actually struggle with five senses, including the
Plus mind, or say
Actually, go by the shloka itself. It says Mame Vansho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. Then in the shloka itself, it says Mana Shashthani Indriyani
correct.
Prakritisthani Karshati. So mind along with the six senses, or six senses along with the mind, is word to word in the shloka. I think that is probably what makes the third option more correct. Technically speaking, five senses, including the mind, is also six. That is also right.
No, but five senses, including the mind, will be like 4 plus mind is 5th. But
How many?
6 senses include. But that's what, na? That's why that's incorrect, the first option. Because in total, if we add mind as one of the sense, then it
So
will be.
including the mind is counted in the first number, but it's a play of word in that case, right? You are saying in five I am including the mind, so it's a play
It's
of
written,
word.
right? It's written.
Nitinji,
Yeah.
Nitinji, I selected the first one, struggle with the five senses,
I understand.
including the mind, but it says, you know, you answer streak is last, because that's what I thought. Five senses, five senses and mind including.
Okay,
So
now I get
great.
that. I get that. In all fairness, I agree with you, Annapurna ji. But now tell me, if you had read the third, do you find any fault with the third one? It's not a multi-select. If you have to choose between 1 and 3, since it's a single select, which one would you have picked up if you read third?
I will select five senses, including the mind, but still I cannot understand how
So if
struggle.
you go, yeah, I get that. You can easily say that, and I completely agree with you. Now, if we technically go to the shloka, it says Mana Shashthani Indriyani. So they are already counting mind as the sixth sense, even though we have five senses. So I get it. It's a bit debatable from a question standpoint, the verbiage standpoint. But if we strictly go by the definition as it is illustrated in the shloka, mind is included in the six senses. It's not talking about panch indriyani. It's saying shasht indriyani. So maybe that's where the third between 1 and 3, third becomes, even though technically both are same. So I get that part, but it's equally tricky for all. So let's see what happens with our leaderboard on
So
this.
how do you rate that? Now I lost it.
Don't worry, it'll get evened out. Don't worry about that. Okay,
Yeah.
no worries. But yeah, I get that. It
There
can be.
are in the chat also, some people are supporting the 6 Indriyas, David ji and Shri Ramya ji, but Shachi ji is apparently, so I think there
So
is.
this question polarized everyone. Okay, let's move on and see what happens with this leaderboard.
Vivid ji also supports 6, and I also personally feel it should be 6, but anyways, okay, moving.
Shashani Indriyani. So yeah,
Yeah, that's what the verse says.
there goes SRT. Okay, that's why Shiramya was supporting. But yeah, well done. See, if I was playing between 1 and 3, I would have picked up 3. Because I remembered the shloka. Mana Shashthani Indriyani. It talks about six senses, including the mind. So I always used to wonder, God is calling mind as a sixth sense. See, we all know we have five senses, but mind is a sixth sense, even though the mind is the governor of the five senses. right? Without mind's approval, senses cannot go to anything. And the boss of our senses is mind, and that is also included as one of the senses in this shloka. And the boss of our mind is intellect, which is part of the mind, but a little more subtler element. So if I had a choice in this question, let me put it that way, I would have picked up option 3, the one which has been picked, right? But yeah, I would have probably, yeah, first one was, it turned out to be a bit of a curveball, but I don't see it as a deal breaker, Annapurna ji. You'll be back, I'm very sure. Let's move on to the next one.
All right, let's go further. It's a slider. How many meals did Shri Krishna missed or skipped during the Govardhan Leela? Nitin ji talked about it in the class. He
But
mentioned
see,
how many per day.
the only expectation is that you need to know the table.
Yes, you need to do multiplication.
Yeah, it's a bit of a
Or
multiplication.
you may remember the final number. Anyway, you might get the answer right.
Are you able to hear me okay? So, Pallavi is saying increase the volume. I don't know, my volume, Kahoot volume, or Sandhya's volume, or volume in general.
Okay, I can hear you okay. I don't know about others. Wow, lots of people have answered it correctly.
Yes, so it's 56 meals because Lord Krishna lifted Govardhan for 7 days, and he used to have Ashtayami meals. Something I think Rijuta Divakar got inspired from as well. Portions, limited portions, eat frequently. That really what you call it, propels your metabolism. So 7 into 8, 56 meals he skipped or missed, and that's where Yashoda Maiya said, my Lala missed 56, so let's do Chappan Bhog, and that's where this Chappan Bhog concept came in. 56 is right. Let's see who got it right. Jyoti, you got it wrong because you did 7 into 4. Oh, you thought Krishna is having 4 meals a day. Huh? Ashtayami meal, 8 meals he used to have. Okay. We spoke about it in our session. Okay.
Okay, our heart is going down. But superstar has risen.
It takes time to calculate, okay? It's a lot of multiplication, so I'm not surprised. Let's move on. Krishna Tulsi is the highest climber, a great going.
Yeah,
Okay.
and Selfless 10 is also rising up in the leaderboard. Good.
Let's move on.
Okay, let's move on. Devotion without knowledge is dash, while knowledge without devotion is dash. There's a spelling mistake, but that I hope people can pardon and still understand.
Yes, 13th people have got it right, which makes sense because, yes, we've spoken about it. Devotion without knowledge is sentimentality, or it is also said that, devotion without knowledge is blind faith and is blind, and knowledge without devotion is lame. So both are needed on this path. And if we do knowledge without any devotion, it's mere an intellectual entertainment. And it's lame because it cannot fructify without devotion. So devotion is a secret sauce on this path. Having said that, knowledge is important as well. Now, if you purely have devotion, you don't need knowledge. Maybe that's because of your past sanskars, but it's always good to have a firm footing on the Tattva Gyan because then you will not slip. Some people who purely go with devotion alone, then when they say somebody with siddhi and all, they fall for it because they don't understand the Tattva Gyan. Or if they themselves start having siddhis, they think, okay, I have arrived. They don't understand they are still in the material world and they have to avoid it or neglect it. Like a vegetarian neglects a fish, siddhis and all that stuff until you become God realized. So knowledge is very important. It will help you avoid the pitfalls on this path. Let's move on and see.
The leaderboard. SRT is on fire.
It's superstar heart. It's a very close race, I would say. Anybody's game. Let's move on.
Awesome. Let's move further. True or false? We got covered with darkness or ignorance only in past few lifetimes, and we can easily overcome it with grace of God. For true false question, make sure you read it completely and carefully, and then choose true or false. I see some people are too much into thinking.
Of course, it is false. I don't know why some went with. First, we have spoken about this con. See, if we were in enlightenment at some point in time, then and after that we got into darkness. That concept itself defeats the very definition of enlightenment. Why? Because once enlightened, always enlightened. Then one can argue that, after enlightenment, now let's say there we were enlightened, we came into darkness at some point in time, and again we will become enlightened. Then what is the guarantee you will not again go back into darkness? If enlightenment is something like which can come and go, then there's no guarantee. What's the point of investing in spirituality if you don't have any means to get out of it permanently and perpetually? So our scriptures tell us, anadikal, since eternity, we have been engulfed by ignorance, because our light, although we are fragmental parts of God, we are more like stars, or at best moon maybe, but it still gets overcovered by darkness. It's not like sun. Once sun comes, there is no place for darkness at all. But because we are Anusat, Anuchit, Anu Anand, we got engulfed with that darkness. Now, this concept of time we got itself, that itself is incorrect, right? God means there was a point in time when it happened. It has always been like that. And now we are working towards getting to the state of enlightenment. And once you go there, there's no coming back. It's a little difficult concept to grapple with, but I've struggled with it for a while too, but it'll settle down. And even if it doesn't settle down, that's okay. Once we become God realized, few questions will get answered then only. But yes, was there a point in time when we were, facing God, and then we turned our back and it happened? The answer to that is no. There was never a time when we were facing God, or we were in enlightenment, or we were like God. We've always been his fragmental part, and always been under the sway of Maya. Okay, because dark was more powerful. That ignorance aspect has overcome us, because we are not Vibhu Sat, Vibhu Chit, Vibhu Anand. Once we become that, there's no looking back after that. Okay, let's move on.
Okay, let's look at the leaderboard. It did shake it a little bit. Heart has again come up. Superstar has gone a little down. And Suchi is the highest climber.
Great going.
Next question. Multi-select more than one answer and press submit, as well as double pointer. So, okay, careful. What could you do if you find out that the guru you had was not a true guru?
Who you had was not a true guru.
Multi-select, multiple options can be correct, and you need to press submit after you have selected all the options you think are appropriate for this question.
And if you've already submitted your answers, then you can keep your fingers crossed as well. That may help when the scoreboard comes up.
People who are not playing directly on Kahoot, feel free to put your responses in the chat. And here it comes. That's a good question. Credit goes to our Kahoot quiz masters, Arunji and Rahulji.
So develop negative emotions is the only thing which is not right. It's not good to do that. Regardless, that holding bitterness and resentment towards anybody is not recommended, because it dirties our antakaran. If when we hold bitterness, resentment, negativity, all these negative or low energies within ourselves, it is not good for our spiritual journey, because it dirties it. So whatever good work we have done, it negates that. And especially in this case, you have to take some accountability or responsibility around it as well, because you also fell for it, right? So you simply move on. You don't harbor anything, simply move on. That's how it goes. Separate silently and be neutral. That is the right attitude. Cry out to Krishna for guidance. Of course, God is our recourse. We have to tell them, okay, fine, I made a mistake for whatever reason, but I need your help in finding a true guru. And Krishna is seated within, and he will definitely oblige in due course of time. And then continue searching for another Mahapurush with purity of intention. That is a key thing. You keep your, fundamentals right, keep your intention sincere, and keep doing, what is within your control, that, okay, I'm yearning for it, and then God will definitely arrange for you to meet a Mahapurush. That is how this process goes. Great.
Awesome.
If how our leaderboard looks like. Okay, not much. SRT is solid. Heart is on fire now. Superstar.
Art is making a comeback with 3 in a row.
Yes, Heart is on a comeback. Good going. Let's move
Be
on.
Curious is also has always been there on the podium, which is nice.
Okay.
Another
Let's
multi-select as well as double pointer. Shri Krishna performed the beautiful Govardhan Leela to teach us about it's a multi-select as well as double pointer. Do not forget to press submit.
I think our quiz masters have been covering the concept really well. The ones that we really emphasize upon. And these are key concepts for sure.
And I have always liked the graphics and pictures which are put for every question. Okay, something in chat. Our SRT is saying that probably they got it wrong. Let's see. Fingers crossed, SRT.
No worries, too much of performance pressure. Huh? Okay, yeah. The second and the fourth option are right. Exclusive devotion to demigods is not right, because Lord Krishna was trying to tell that we should have exclusive devotion to God only. Cut out the demigods. Okay, that's not going to take you too far. And exclusive devotion to God and attaching mind only to transcendental divine realm rather than the Devi Devatas and all that stuff. It's a means to an end, but when you can directly build an it's like you have access to the president. Why bother about ministers in between? Okay. And that was the key. And also he wanted to break the pride of Indra. So that is another thing that came out of that Leela too. So let's see our leaderboard.
Okay, I think SRT got it right.
Okay.
9 entered. And
see, I told you, keeping your fingers crossed always works. Okay.
We have a new entry in the leaderboard. Lion.
Lion. Okay, that's a surprise entry. Something is going to happen. I have a feeling in the last 6 questions. Let's quickly move on.
Yes. Another multi-select. Okay, so many dashes. Dash means dash our desired happiness to dash our desired happiness. So yeah, carefully read it. It's not difficult, but yeah. It's a multi-select, so more than one answer can be correct. Good questions, na Nitinji? I like these questions.
Good questions. It's thoroughly checking the concepts, how well those concepts have sunk into you.
Right. And options are also good.
Yes, it's again second and fourth are right. It's basically God and gurus. And 1919, I think people have got it right. One went with service. Imposing is not a question. We can't impose our desired happiness. We do that inadvertently unintentionally. I'll tell you when. See, when somebody comes to your dinner table and you start feeding them forcefully, that is called imposing your happiness on their happiness. Why don't you eat? Why don't you eat? Right? That usually happens on a lot of lunch and dinner tables. And we do the same with Guru as well. And we don't know that is actually not aligning with their happiness, whether they want to eat or not, but we are trying to put our happiness, forcing or imposing ourselves there. So yes, God and Guru, both second and fourth are right. And if you have gone through all the options, then you've gotten right. But majority got it right, which is fantastic. So let's see our leaderboard after this one. SRT is on fire. No change. Lion is making a good, steadily climbing up. So I think this is going to be interesting last few questions.
SRT has got last 11 questions right. Streak of 11 questions in a row. Nice. Okay.
SRT.
Another true or false. Prahalad was the type of saint who attained the transcendental platform and rejected worldly duties. Good question, right?
It's not true, it's false actually, and it's a classic case of somebody who attained transcendental platform. So we think when somebody attains transcendental platform or somebody is a Karam Yogi, you have to be a sannyasi. He continued to rule. I think he ruled for thousands or maybe millions of years in that context, right? And he ruled as a king. And when you are a king, you have to do Sam, Dand, Bhed, everything. So that doesn't mean transcendental platform. If you achieve in this life, then anything changes in your life. You could continue to do what you are doing. It's just your mind consciousness that you bring to the table changes. So yes, he was one of the, and King Janak is another example. Dhruv is another example. So many examples are there in our scriptures which tell us that people who have attained God or achieved transcendental platform, they continue to discharge their duties. So running away from duty is not the idea. And these are some of the great examples, and it's a good question. So let's see our leaderboard after this one, and I think no change as expected. So let's move on to our next one. We have 4 more, at least 3 questions graded, I would imagine.
I choose to leave my guru for a guru I feel connected to. If my ex-guru is a Mahapurush, he would not be angry because I had given Guru Dakshina. And look at the expressions of this kid.
Photo, yes. David is calling out the question of this little girl or cyclist.
What?
All right, everybody got it right. I think you've kind understood this concept. So Guru, a Mahapurush, only objective goal or mission is to get the soul to love God. And they would certainly not mind if you move on in your journey, as long as you're progressing in that direction. So that is a perfect answer. I'm glad you got it. And people who say, I'm going to curse you just because you're switching gurus, they're not true gurus. They'll never curse you. This is the key point. And I'm glad you put that question in the quiz as well, so that we could reiterate it. So let's move on.
Even if a person says that they will curse, we should still not harbor any resentment, as we discussed in the previous question. So yeah. Okay, let's see the leaderboard. No change.
No change.
Okay. Tulsi is making a comeback with 3 in a row. So great, Tulsi. Okay, this is an answer that you need to type, and it's a double pointer. All the Sampradayas, namely Brahma, Rudra, Shri, Kumara, converge to.
Remember the slide.
I'm curious to see how many people get it exactly right. I mean, it, yeah.
Narayan, God, Vishnu, Krishna. I'm glad you put all those answers there. So yes, eventually there's no sampradaya. Everything can be traced back to God. So sampradaya is just an intermediary that get created, but Narayana, God. If somebody put Narayan as Yana, I wonder what would have happened. But
But I'm
God,
wondering, nobody wrote God.
yeah, nobody wrote God. I think three went with Krishna, Vishnu, but not many our got correct answers. Does it shake up our leaderboard? Let's see.
Yeah, let's see. Okay, we have another read. As we know, Swamiji's events are going on. This is for Delhi's event, in which I think many of our class participants also met Swamiji.
Yeah, it's awesome.
भज वृंदा विपिन विहारी रे भज श्री राधे हे भज श्री राधे हे भज श्री राधे भानु दुलारी रे भज श्री राधे भानु दुलारी रे
Awesome.
Thank
Okay,
you.
let's see.
Word
Okay,
cloud.
the word clouds. Thanksgiving special word cloud. So mention
Very
things that
grateful
we
for-
grateful for.
There must be tons of things, but yeah, at least top couple of those that come to your mind. I think you could just type it in.
And this also reminds me about something I was told by Nitinji very early on about having a gratitude journal. Not just on the day of Thanksgiving, we think about whom we are grateful for. Actually, on a daily basis, we should do this practice.
Yep, great practice to build a routine into and we fill our heart with optimism just by contemplating on so many graces and that we have received in life. So many things we can be thankful for, which other people would happily trade off with you.
An attitude of gratitude draws so much grace from God and you.
Okay, we can probably take a picture and post out Nitinji's patience.
Nitinji's patience, I like that. Bhagavad Gita class.
That's nice. We can take a picture and then
Yeah, I
post it.
just have to see this.
Thanksgiving special word cloud. Great. That's good to know that you enjoy the Bhagavad Gita class. That serves the purpose if you do. So thank you for that.
And Madhuji says in the chat, grateful for healthy body and mind, grateful for meeting Swamiji.
Yeah, and I want to take this opportunity to thank each one of you for making these sessions so enriching, for giving me, patiently the 60 minutes of your day and helping me evolve in this journey as well. So thanks to each one of you. For the past 3 years, you've been turning up. Some of you have attended each and every session. So that means a lot. So thank you everybody for that. And all the new participants who have joined in. Each one of you truly makes it a memorable experience, with each passing day. Thank you. So let's move on.
So now the time of truth. Let's see who is on the podium.
Game is over.
Yes. Superstar. Second runner-up. First runner-up is Heart. And this is obvious.
Hearty. Invite over everybody. We can take a picture and then we can have Selfless and Lion. I would like you to come over as well because you played really well. All the top 5, we can invite them over and hear from them. How was their experience? SRT, you did really well. I think we know who you are. So who was Lion and then Selfless and then Heart and who else was there?
Lion, Selfless, Heart, as Superstar and SRT.
Superstar. Pratyusha, you are one of them? Which one?
Wait, let me
Superstar.
unmute.
You are a rising superstar for sure.
Yes. Let's do-
Annapurna ji, sorry about that. Did you make it finally or not? Were you Heart? Who's Heart? Heart is David. Unsurprisingly, David is our rock solid contender. It's like always there. Well played. I must say that, Pratyusha, David, like always. Shiramya, you were on fire today. I must say that. Who were Lion and Selfless? Who was Lion who made a dramatic entry to the top 5? Rahul, did you?
I was no,
You-
not Rahulji won't. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Who was Lion? Okay. If you choose not to, that's perfectly okay. We'll honor that. SRT, you want to come and say something? Pallavi ji, were you Lion? A selfless 10?
Radhe Radhe, Nitinji. I played a selfless 10. Yes.
Well played.
So first of all, thank you. Congratulations to the winner. Very well played. And thanks to the quiz masters. Excellent conceptual questions, having all the key points. And if someone is listening to the session, attending classes, listening to Nitinji's lecture, can't be missing any of those, like, at least the chapan, the 56 meals that Bhagwanji skipped and all those kind of stuff. Very, very good questions. Totally enjoyed it.
Yeah, very inclusive quiz, I must say that. And also you touched upon all the concepts that we covered about the topic of Guru. So very nicely done. Thank you. Pratyusha, you want to say something as well?
Yeah, again, once again, thanks to Rahulji, Arunji for this quiz.
And Sri Ramya, you want to say something? You played really well today. It looks like you are fairly determined, or was it the crossing the finger trick that was helping you out throughout? Let me know. But you really
That
well
helped.
you played really well, Sri Ramya.
Radhe Radhe. Crossing finger worked for 2 questions.
Two
But
questions.
it was
You are helping people even during the kahoot.
You displaced Heart. Heart was leading.
one more. I wanted
Maybe
to
it
say
was
that
speed. Maybe it was the speed, I guess, in one of the questions where Sri Ramya took over. But David is like very, very solid. Even though you are not attending the sessions, but I think Pratyusha, David, they watch the videos and that's where they are um, getting everything. So very nice.
Should I share the final thing,
Sure,
Nitinji?
let's do that. Do that. Uh, Chiki, how did you do today?
Okay. Do you see the
You
sheet?
said you're going to make me popular today. Okay, let's
Okay. So yeah,
Be Curious was playing well as well. Annapurna ji, she got that one question, but Annapurna ji is very, very consistent performer in this game.
so SRT alone is the one who has got, I mean, like truly is the winner. Got no question wrong.
Which is wrong. Jai Kapishwar was that Mr. Meenuji?
Yes, I guess that was Mr. Meenuji. Very nicely played. 6th
Yeah.
rank.
I think you have made it your comfort spot, being around that region and not letting anybody come near that. Very nice. Very well played. Okay, anybody else who wants to say anything? I have a hard stop today, so can we take a picture if everybody's ready?
Right. Let me just stop sharing and let's take picture.
Encourage all of you to put on your videos.
Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. And please turn on your videos so that we can take our Thanksgiving special screenshot. And given the number of people, I don't even have to move through screens. Nitinji, just one screen that we can take screenshot of.
Oh, very nice. And thank
But
you
it
for
will be nice if everybody can turn on their videos.
good to see Reva ji. Always good to see you. She's so sweet. Always comes on camera whenever we ask for a photo. And a lot of faces I'm seeing for the first time, like Suchis Mitaji, Sushila ji, Ipsita ji, good to see you. I think you've started joining sessions recently, right? I see your feedback. Looks like you're having a great time, enjoying the sessions a lot.
So yeah, I took a screenshot.
Okay, sure. So let's take, yeah, thank you for turning on your video, whoever could today. We'll probably do a,
Yeah, took 2 screenshots, and I think everybody whose video is on has been taken.
well, thank you for turning on your video, and really appreciate your participation, enthusiastic participation, and taking out time for this. And please fill out the feedback tracker. Let's post that as well, Sandhya.
Yeah, I'll just post it.
I will let you know if Sunday's session is on or not, because I'll be traveling. I don't know if it gets delayed just a little. I don't want to take that chance, so I'll let you know. There may be a chance that Sunday evening, Monday morning session may not take place, and we'll resume from Tuesday. I would see if it comes, I'll let you know by Sunday. But there are chances because the flight lands in just about in time, and if there's a 10-15 minutes delay, it can. I don't want that to be a washout just like that, so I'll let you know. So great. Please fill out the feedback tracker, any feedback that you may have on the quiz or otherwise. And thank you again for your enthusiastic participation. Unfortunately, I don't have time today for bhajan session. So Sunday, next session, we'll reserve that for the next session. Yes, Vinodji, you wanted to say something? Being
Yes,
hosted, I
Radhe
don't
Radhe
want to
Vinodji.
make sure they have food on time, okay? Because they're waiting for me. Yes, Vinodji, please go ahead.
According to Mr. Google, Kapeshwar is Ishwar of, it's another name for Hanumanji.
I know.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's what
yeah,
it is.
Annapurna ji also said.
Yeah, Kapi Sati Hu Lok Ujagar, right? It comes in Hanuman Chalisa.
Right, right.
And then today is a day of Thanksgiving and gratitude. You all know we have all were present at the temple inaugurations of Maharaji, but most importantly, the family was there on the day when he passed. We were Mahaprayan Devas, and we were able to touch his feet. So that was quite a kripa. What can you say? Radhe Radhe.
Thank you for sharing that, Vinodji. True, it's a big kripa, right? You had enough sanchit karma or bank balance to be endowed with such a privilege, right? People like me did not even have the privilege of seeing or meeting him face to face. So maybe in one of the lifetimes we'll get there. But thank
The
you for
whole
sharing.
family was there, Nitinji, the whole family.
Thank you for
Radhe Radhe.
sharing that, Vinodji. Great. So with that, we come to the end of today's edition of Daily Wisdom from Bhagavad Gita. And
Thanks to you, Nitinji, from Divyaji also. She has mentioned in the chat. And again, Thanksgiving Day special. Big thanks to you from all of us for conducting these sessions so wonderfully that we are all so much hooked that if Sunday session doesn't happen, we are going to miss it a lot.
the privilege and pleasure is entirely mine, and I insist. Okay. Now, last 2 days I've been coughing, so before I cough, I don't want to make it a seamless session, okay, without no coughs at all. Okay. So thank you again, everybody, and have a safe and blessed weekend. I look forward to seeing you again on Sunday evening, hopefully. Maybe we can arrange something where you can start playing a lecture and then, something like that. Let's talk about it. The burden of doing that session now rests on you only, okay? And the co-host, if you really want to do that, so let's talk about it, okay? And how we can make it happen. But yes, I'll be there, maybe a little late, but yeah, let's talk about that. So thank you again, everybody. Radhe Radhe. Good night, good day from my side.
Thank you, Radhe Radhe. Have a great devotional weekend ahead.
Bye.